Okay, today we're going to talk about how to charge your Patriot torch system. There's two ways to charge your system. One is cascading, which is transferring gas from a K bottle to your cylinder, and also using a transfer pump to boost to 3,000 psi is what we highly recommend, so you have a full system when you go to breach. So every single torching system comes with a charging whip that can either hook up to a booster pump or it can cascade, and we're going to go over cascading first, so it'll give you the basics so you know how to charge the system. First thing is, on each end of the cascading whip, they're 540 gas CGA male threads. We're going to remove the covers from each end and inspect the nipples to make sure they're free of debris, dirt, grease, or anything, because that's bad for O2 system. And also make sure that the nipples aren't scored or worn, or the sealing surface isn't damaged in any way. So on this side of the system for the K bottle, we have a gauge that will gauge your bottle when you turn it on. We have a bleeder valve to bleed the system off to remove it after, and we also have your knob to turn it on and off. So it's a nice little system. They also come with tethers, so you can tie them off in different things to make sure that if a whip ever got loose because it broke or what have you, it wouldn't beat you to death. So it's a nice little system. So we're going to go over cascading first. Make sure your nipple are clean, everything is debris free and in good shape. You're going to go to your K bottle and you wind it onto your system with these hand-tight valves. You're going to make sure that your gauge is at your face so you can read it. Make sure your valve's secured. Make sure your bleeder valve is secured. Everything's tightened off. And these are hand-tight valves, and get them as tight as you can by your hand. And then we're going to go over to the torching system. We're going to remove the blanking cap from the CGA 540 gas nipple that all Patriots come with, standard in the industry. We're going to put our hand-tight wheel on our torching system. We recommend that you charge your system with your tank, your cylinder being off, which mine is off. And now what you do, because it's a check valve in the CGA, it's going to transfer the gas when I turn the system on. So I'm going to go to the K bottle, I'm going to open the valve slowly. That gives me gauge pressure on the valve. I'm basically about 1700 psi. I'm going to turn my valve on my system. And I want my charging rate should be around 300 psi a minute. I can feel it transferring through the whip. And you don't want your cylinder to get any warmer than just lukewarm by your hand. If it gets hotter than that, you're charging too fast, slow down. So right now I can hear the gas cascading, and when the two bottles equalize, the system will stop, and you won't get a full charge, but at least it's something if you needed to just get by in either a demo or you had to just make a few cuts. But we always recommend filling the system to 3,000 psi so you get a full system that gives you a lot of duration of cutting. So right now it's transferring, and we'll come back on to the video after it is stopped transferring. Okay, so the gas is transferred. It took a few minutes to do this. Our bottle is not very warm, so everything worked out right. Gauge pressure on my K bottle is around 1700 psi. And when we go to the torch system over here, you're going to see on the gauge pressure it's basically the same, about the same. So you can see the 2000 right there, and it's just a little bit below that. So everything worked perfectly. The system cascaded. It's done. So now we're going to go back to the K bottle. We shut the K bottle off. We secure that. We're going to make sure that the bottle is off, and now we're going to bleed down the remaining gas that's left in this line so we can disassemble each end of the charging system. So with my valve still open, I'm bleeding it down slowly. I'll get the excess gas out of here. My gauge pressure is coming down. My check valve is working on my system. I'm not having any more O2 come back. Perfect. My valve is all the way open. It's bleeding down. What we're going to do is we're going to remove the hand wheel from the K bottle, and we're going to put our dust cap back on so our system always stays clean and debris free. I'm not perfect on that end. We're going to remove our hand wheel from our torching system and replace the blanking cap on the 540 gas valve. And we're going to replace our blanking cap on our torching system. That is cascading. That is cascading our system. That is done. It's about 1700 psi. It equalized. That is how you cascade.